This is 3 News Daily.
Hello on this Tuesday afternoon. Welcome back to 3 News Daily. I'm Stephanie Haney here with what matters most right now in Northeast Ohio. And this morning, the Cleveland Metropolitan School District officially announced their next CEO. Dr. Warren Morgan will replace Eric Gordon when the school year ends on June 30th. Dr. Morgan worked for CMSD from 2014 through 2016, so a bit of a homecoming. And right now, he's the Chief Academic Officer for Indianapolis Public Schools. Board leaders liked that Morgan grew up on Chicago's South Side and went to schools with similar demographics to what we see at CMSD. So congratulations to Dr. Morgan. We look forward to seeing what you do for Cleveland schools on the second time around. Now, also in Cleveland, police are investigating an early morning fire that happened at this home on Kane Avenue. 3 News has learned that an adult woman was taken to Metro Hospital. Now, we don't know what her condition is at the moment. We do know that the fire broke out on the first floor and it did not spread beyond the home where it started. And new this afternoon, Cleveland City Council is considering a resolution that could raise parking prices downtown. The proposal would double the daily parking rate at the Muni Lot from $5 to $10. And for Muni Lot special events like tailgating for Browns games, the resolution calls for raising the price from $30 to $70. That's more than double if you're doing the math at home.
We're embarking upon an ambitious strategy to implement meters, smart meters downtown. So this may go towards some of that.
Ambitious seems to be the word for that kind of a big price increase. Now, if this resolution moves forward and becomes a city ordinance, overnight Muni Lot parking for buses and cars would also go up. That would go up $5. And those downtown parking meters would have to be paid until 10 p.m. Now, right now they shut off at 6 p.m. So that would be an extra 4 hours of feeding your meter. Now in Bedford, police are still investigating the deaths of 2 men over the weekend. On Saturday, officers were sent to the Wolf's Cove apartment complex on Solon Road at around 2 a.m. where they found one of the victims lying on the ground. He'd been shot and was pronounced dead at the scene. Officials say the second victim was also shot and drove himself to a nearby hospital where he later died. Now, still missing today, Cleveland EMT LaChelle Jordan. She hasn't been seen for days, and now the search for this 30-year-old has gotten more serious. Our Lydia Esparra tells us why.
On Cleveland Police Facebook page, a picture of LaChelle Jordan, last seen on May 6th at East 116th and Fairport. It's where she lives, and police now say she's endangered. Jordan, a Cleveland EMT, graduated this past January. Dave Jockers is vice president of the Cleveland Association Rescue Employees, known as CARE. He says Jordan was worried someone was following her.
I was made aware from the division that she may have been having an issue of stalking, but we didn't know the extent of it.
Although Jockers says the stalker would show up at places where Jordan was working, it got so bad she was transferred to headquarters.
She didn't seem scared or afraid.
She seemed scared. She was scared.
The Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office confirmed to 3 News that Jordan is connected to a court case involving 65-year-old Michael Stennett, who was indicted on 2 counts of rape and 1 count of abduction last May. They were both due in court for a pretrial hearing. On Monday, Stennett was arrested by Cleveland police and charged with violating a protective order and menacing by stalking. He is currently in jail. Sources say Jordan and Stennett knew each other, and the two worked at a city rec center. Stennett, according to sources, still works part-time for the rec center. In the meantime, police are canvassing the area, going door to door, speaking to neighbors and checking out abandoned homes, passing out flyers. Jockers says this is not like Jordan to go missing. He says she's well-liked, good at her job, and would never not show up for work.
We're here for her. We want to do everything we can for her. We know this is a top priority for the police department, and we want to do everything we can to get her home safe.
Jordan's family first reported her missing on the 7th, and then when she didn't show up for court on Monday or work, that's when the investigation intensified. In Cleveland, Lydia Esparra, 3 News.
Thank you for that, Lydia. Now we have an update for you on a story from yesterday. We can tell you more exactly where that Northeast Ohio teen who had been missing with a fugitive for close to a month was found. 17-year-old Caitlin Coons and 33-year-old Jonathan Jones were both found in Ahumada, Chihuahua, Mexico. Coons had been reported missing to Canton police back on April 11th. Jones was arrested. He was wanted for kidnapping as well as pandering, obscene material, and child endangerment. And the student accused of bringing a gun into West Geauga High School appeared in court to be arraigned yesterday. 18-year-old Brandon Morissette pled not guilty by reason of insanity to 3 felony charges, and now the judge has ordered that his mental state be evaluated. He's been held in the Geauga County Safety Center without bond since he was arrested more than a month ago. Now in other news, former University of Akron basketball coach Bob Huggins is apologizing after using a homophobic slur during a radio show. He's currently the men's basketball coach at West Virginia, and yesterday on a Cincinnati radio show, he used a homophobic phrase to refer to Xavier basketball fans and the university community. Huggins said that there is simply no excuse for what he said in a statement and that he's ready to take full responsibility for his actions. Now, what that means, we don't yet know, because West Virginia University so far has said that the university doesn't condone the use of that kind of language and is taking this action very seriously. The situation is under review, they say, and it will be addressed by the university and its athletics department. Now remember, yesterday we talked about how the Biden administration is proposing requiring airlines to compensate travelers for cancellations and delays. Here's a little more detail on that. The compensation would be only for things within the airline's control, like mechanical and staffing issues, and it would include things like covering meals, transportation to and from hotels if needed, and fees for rebooking another flight. Airlines currently do not guarantee money when an airline-related issue causes a significant delay or cancellation. Here's an update out of Texas. The person who drove an SUV into migrants is being charged with 8 counts of manslaughter. This happens in Brownsville, Texas. The driver killed 8 people and hurt at least 10 when crashing his car into a crowd early Sunday morning. Now, police say they haven't ruled out the possibility that the crash was intentional. The police chief in the area says Alvarez has a, quote, extensive rap sheet of former charges. Officials are waiting on results of a toxicology report to see if Alvarez was drunk at the time of that.
Here we go, Brownies! Here we go!
Before we go, then there were 5. The Cleveland Browns are looking to the Dog Pound to decide the design for a new alternate dog logo for the team. Last month, they asked fans to send in their submissions, and they've now narrowed it down to 5 fan design finalists. You see those on your screen. These were chosen from nearly 400 submissions. That voting is expected to run from tomorrow, May 10th, through early June. We've got the details on how to vote on our website on WKYC.com. A lot of different looks there. It'll be interesting to see what they do come up with when they revamp that dog logo. All right, thank you very much for staying with us for today's edition of 3 News Daily. We'll catch you back here tomorrow with more of your top stories from around Northeast Ohio. Have a great day, everybody.